Yes.
I'll think about it. I have a lot of things going on that need to be prioritized higher.
Yes.
That said, post Smash Nights, let me know.
That being
DM
said,
me,
we'll also
specifically DM me.
Wait, say what?
Post Smash Nights, DM me.
Oh, you mean like hosting
like
things
friendly
here?
events.
I think
like
it's Smash
small
Nights
brackets.
retreats.
No. Things here in Stillwater, where I am, where I can.
Oh no, obviously if we get like a paid bracket, like if we do like another like Smash Break or paid bracket game, we'll like always do that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
If we have freaking Smash here, yeah, I'll be in it.
Okay.
Or maybe Vapor, because I'm not staying in this town most of the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll also do
Whatever is going on here, let me know, and I'll try to do something in my place too, because I got just whenever we are done with all the stuff. I know that you guys didn't see any crap, but that's because everything was stuffed from the living room straight into Crystal's office, and you could not walk in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also the garage is still full, and her mom's room, which is, that is also full. So, yeah. When we get through with moving some stuff, though, I will definitely post that one bracket that I promised as my quest night, because that was my incentive.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do other shit too, so.
Good.
No. I hate to walk in front of that. That is my coffee over. If you could dispose of that for me, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It's about.
Hey, besides Smash Bros, what would you ban against Zelda as Mario?
As Mario?
I'm saying
I don't know if
FD.
there's like a.
At D, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Probably your worst stage, yeah.
Alright. That's fair.
Also,
Okay.
when it's between sets, I'm gonna take the extra dock I have. If that's over there. Just, I don't want to forget, so please stop them before, like, they switch sets.
Why do you want to take the extra dock?
Move it in there. Well, because it's just standing there, like it's laying there doing nothing right now. But I'm pretty sure it's
Oh.
like.
Oh, you
It
want
is
that
1-0
to be
drip.
set up?
Okay.
Cool.
So quick in his dock at the moment.
Okay, looks like we're going back into a fun.
I don't think this is updated. Go back to the other thing.
Okay.
The thing you did, yeah, studio mode pictures.
So how's
Oh, you
traffic
did.
going? I've been
Yeah,
playing the
once
game
you're
a
out
lot
of studio
today,
mode.
It is right now these two in
It's,
winners finals,
Joey
and
1-0.
this kid and Envy and loser semis.
So, okay.
I did tell my fiance I was gonna be home like at around 11. I don't think that's happening.
And that's 2-0. Well, my place is available to stay the night if you
No,
need it.
I'm going on a float trip, so I gotta get up at like 5:45. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Does it do it automatically?
Yeah, if you're not in studio mode. Studio mode just
By the
so
way,
if it's
we
more
may have
advanced and you
convinced
want
them
to
to go
prepare
to
things.
I did not know that. I thought you had to press the transition thing
Nope.
at the top. Okay, that's how it magically does it.
Yeah, and you can set up scenes to have different transitions.
See, I don't stream. I just use this to VOD record.
Nah.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Streamer.
I used to stream.
I used to. I know. I watched Nuzlocke.
Some of those Nuzlocke are crazy. I want to do a Soul Link.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need something to do a Soul Link with.
Now we're okay, but we're gonna be seeing the Drip Steve now.
My best achievement just went through Emerald Kaizen.
Oh, Emerald Kaizo is crazy.
I'm wondering if this changes because he just wants to try out the Steve because he's up 2.
I think so, because I've only seen him do this whenever he is up 2-0. He did it versus,
He did it
who was
versus
Peter.
He did it versus Peter and they got messed up.
Yeah, and so then he switched back and closed out that set.
And originally I thought his switch to this was because the games with Ness were way too close.
I could also sometimes feel like if maybe he feels like if maybe people start catching up on that Ness and taking games off of it, he might want it to be warmed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to kind of warm it up here in a bracket situation when he's up 2-0 and has like games to expend.
Definitely makes sense.
Or maybe just kind of the Proto-Bantam strat doesn't want, oh, bad SD, doesn't want his opponent to just kind of get a read on him, figure out things with Ness, kind of change up the pace, and just throw Dopamine off of that rhythm that he was probably getting.
Yeah, changing the pace of the game, especially like seeing like Dwarf change from Pac-Man and Synchro Ninja.
Oh yeah, it's a very good strategy whenever you can make it work.
Yeah.
But obviously you do need to have multiple characters at the ready, at a moment's notice. Something not easy to do. Oh, no up smash. I feel like that might have killed by that point. Oh, but great parry.
Go is gone, so we're gonna reset the stocks for 2-2.
And this is honestly even.
Yes, Steve is getting pretty close to having that diamond on hand.
And here we go, jab time. However, I do feel like one thing that Steve does too much when he plays Steve is he just will walk across and do up tilt, and it works right here. But it's one of those things that if you don't get that first 1 or 2, then you're just kind of using moves and just giving yourself a chance to be punished.
Yeah.
I've seen him get punished for it multiple times. Oh, missing the fair though.
You're just
would
kind of
have been
giving
become-
up free space.
Yeah, and I mean you're just kind of putting yourself, even if it's not that committal of a move, still a commitment in general.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen him get punished normally with something like a dash attack that's just going to be quick and going to cover that space that he is not covering.
I understand the use of up tilt because it's harder to SDI out of compared to jab or just F-Till.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that's like you're being very,
You're
very
told-
clear about what you're trying to get,
Mm,
and when you just keep on trying for it, you're not going to be getting much out of it.
definitely. So last stock, Dopamine's
Oh.
kind of picking up a rhythm.
Yeah, definitely so, but that's a lead right there for Drip now, just slightly. Gold on hand, not diamond yet, but missing the burn knuckle, and we're just going to be sitting here in neutral. A lot of power waves coming out. That's a big minecart, going to be pushing Dopamine in disadvantage in the great pivot
It's going to
grab.
be interesting to see if Drip is going to want to try to close out this stock right before he gets go meter, because he's in kill percent to go.
Oh, good jump read there from Dopamine, and it will not end in 3-0.
Flushing out game 3.
Oh no, that's not that's not a 3-game
No.
game.
Who's ready for game 4 at Dopamine?
We'll see. Okay, banning PS2 is one thing I heard, which obviously makes sense. Ness loves PS2.
Yeah, it's hard to think about like banning stages against Steve because you got to think of which one's more beneficial for him for materials.
Oh yeah, I do feel like he's gonna be going back to the Ness though. Again, something I mentioned in the Peter set when Drip played. It's kind of like a right now. Dopamine got a little bit of a momentum, taking a game, just like how Peter did. Do you want to stick with that secondary and risk a potential game 5 where obviously pretty much anyone in this tournament is capable of just taking one game off of a Ness,
Yeah,
if not a whole set? So don't take that chance. Give your main 2 games to work with instead of just one in a game 5 situation.
I definitely believe that. We know that Dopamine has some pretty good records on very notable Ness players in the state.
Yeah.
So he's definitely confident in this matchup. He just needs to get a feel for how Drip's playing.
Bye, Eric. See you later.
as well. And who doesn't win? Beat him up.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
Get some good shield pressure out
It-
from Dopamine.
If Nebula doesn't win, I will force him to go to Rise and Grind instead of his honeymoon. So this time I'm actually giving you the option to not go, but you have to win the tournament.
No pressure.
See, whenever you put stipulations on that like that, that's just more pressure on me.
Well,
Nebula, you thrive with
Okay,
this freaking
so-
pressure. Don't even
What?
act like you don't like
Okay,
it.
so let's just
Nah.
have a hypothetical. You have you're
All right, see you
you're
guys.
inside a volcano,
Uh-huh.
and there's 2 things dangling around. One is your fiance.
Okay.
The other's dead. You can only save one.
So, the issue with answering this question is that it's being live streamed and recorded.
yeah.
Um,
You,
so, I'm sorry, Dan.
no, okay. I don't know. That doesn't sound like something the #1 Mexa fan would do.
You know, I'm really, like, backed up into a corner on this one.
Speaking of backed into a corner, Dopamine was backed up into a corner right there, and Drip will clean out that stock.
It's really unfortunate for Dopamine not really getting to utilize Go as much.
I will say I am surprised. I am always surprised seeing Terry's being allowed to go to Kalos.
It's
It just gives them more opportunity to have go and live longer, unless you can get a Gimp.
it's essentially just FD, and the platforms aren't great.
Yeah, and I know some people might say, oh, but Town. And sure, maybe Town gives Terry the opportunity to kill earlier with those go moves. But, I mean, those go moves, they wouldn't really care if it was FD or Town most of the time.
Yeah.
So you are then giving yourself a chance to kill earlier off the side and get rid of go.
Yeah, Terry's a very heavy boy, especially with Go. These platforms are kind of non-existent with power geysers on the play.
Oh, yeah, and I'm saying if I nared at the edge of stage at 120, I'd much rather him die on Town and maybe risk me dying at 80 to a move that maybe would have only killed at 85 instead on a
So it looks like we got
location like,
Go
yeah.
unlocked and kill him center stage.
yep, and just like that, it's like those blast zones aren't really helping Drip in that situation. They're only helping Terry.
No. Good job on Dopamine getting out of that edge guarding situation, but Drip
Unfortunately,
able to-
will get a reversal.
able to
And-
clean it up with that back throw.
And this is winner side stock for Dopamine. if he cannot clean this up and force a game 5, he will be sent to face the winner of Envy and Nebula. Oh, almost was it. Oh,
Dopamine has definitely been known to clutch a few things out, especially if he gets go meter.
Dopamine, very much a big momentum-based player, and just a little bit of spark of momentum for Pierce can be enough to just win not only a game, but an entire set.
Yeah, most sets in general just come down to your mentality. You gotta have a strong mind.
And here we go, great SDI there, but that dash attack's gonna whiff, and a little more chip damage for Drip right there. Not getting any punish on that burn knuckle.
Dopamine needs to slow down his gameplay just a little bit. He's getting a little antsy.
Yeah, but, oh, that's gonna do it. And that is a 3-1 win for Dripnotic, advancing to Grand Finals.
It's time.
It is time.